Hello ducklings, my name is Sanniz, I'm a Swedish Eldergoth, and today we're gonna do an autumn inspired video with a little maybe inspiration what to wear, at least on the top part. But first we take the intro and see you soon.
A Swedish Eldergoth, not just stuck in one box.
Hello ducklings, my name is Sanniz, I'm a Swedish Eldergoth, and as you know, we start getting closer to Halloween. Halloween also means autumn, colder weather and that type of things, and we don't want to freeze, do we? At least not during the days. When you go to the clubs, we can do some smaller sacrifices, don't you agree? But I thought I could show my collection of knitted tops, so you can see, and I think one of them is actually a dress too. And at the same time I can see what still fits me or not fits me, because as you know I have gone through a big health journey with a big weight loss too. So a lot of those I had already before, so I'm not sure if they're gonna be way too big or if they're still gonna work, because as you know it doesn't matter when it comes to knitted tops, because sometimes you want to have them a little baggy too, because then you can have other clothes under, you know, this layering, especially when you live like me in a cold country in Sweden during winter times. You don't want to freeze. But before I start babbling too much and the video gonna be too long, I'm gonna get the first one, so be back soon. So I'm back with my first. It's not that thick, this one, so this is perfect in the beginning of the autumn, or if you're gonna be inside a lot, even when it's colder outside and you know that you're not gonna be outside too much. But it's actually large, so this is fitted, and as you can see it have those type of distressed areas or whatever you call, even in the top. This is not the longest one, but I think this one could work very well, not just with pants, even with a cool skirt if you want to. Or if you maybe have some type of dress under, I don't know, because you can layer that on top. But this one also had this pattern with the white crosses on the arms, or even on the top. And on the back is just plain black. But this is a simple knitted top, and as you can see it's not that long. So if you don't like to show this part of your body, then it's maybe not for you, but you can hide it with a very big skirt too, it doesn't matter. But I think it's very cute, and as long as you don't mind wearing crosses, so then it's a top for you. But I think it's looking okay. What do you think? So next one. Back with next, and this is actually one that I saw Rouge the Goth use, and I was thinking, oh my god, I love that one. I had watched that many times and wanted, but I didn't know about the fitting back then when I was much bigger. But it's still not the biggest size I had because I was on my way down, so it's actually 2XL. But this is a little thicker, and it's that soft on, you know, when you take, you feel that soft feeling. So even if from Shein, so I don't think it's bad. I have used it lots of times. And like I said, if you just buy, not just with having something for just one time or something, if you use your head, check the reviews and everything, and in this case even Rouge the Goth had done a review on it, so I knew that it could be a good one, and I dared to order it. And yeah, this one might be a 2XL. I usually have large or sometimes medium. In very rare cases I can use some clothing that is even small, but in this case it's not that over big in that type of thing. And I like this bagginess when it's a little thicker too, because then I know that I'm not gonna freeze. Maybe I don't look that thin in it because it's too big, but I don't care. In this case, this one I'm still gonna keep even if it's too big, because I like how it feels, and when I'm freezing, I'm really freezing. And that means I can still have something under without problem. I can take it over something if I'm feeling cold. You know what I mean? But this one also have this type of distress areas, and I like that is a little more wider over here, because I don't like when it's too cramped. And this was the reason. The fangs. And here you can see how big it really is. I should need a smaller size if they should perfect. But in this case, I don't care, because I like the feeling of it. It's a little bit long in the sleeves, and as you can see, it's go very far. I mean, even cover my bum and everything. So I don't have to be cold even about my bum. So that's a nice thing. But this is how this one looks like. And like I said, it's a really comfy one. But you can see it's very big. It's very big. But I'm not gonna leave this away from me. As long as I feel comfy in it, I don't care if it looks too baggy. So I'm still gonna keep it. Next. And then I come to the third one. And as you can see, that is even more that type of distressed. Even on the sleeves you have areas that is distressed. And I think it might be, maybe, I can't really see it. Yeah, it's a little bit in the bottom too. And yeah, this is a 3XL, and you see that it starts to be way too big for me. You can see it goes out here and everything like that. So I'm not 100% I'm gonna keep it. What do you think? Should I or should I not? Or should I send it to someone I think might like it? I have a person in mind, but I'm not gonna tell who. But yeah, it's still very comfy. This is not the thickest, it's little like in the middle between the two first ones, but it's still something you can layer above something. And you can maybe put a belt on it too, I don't know. I shouldn't maybe put a belt on this one, but yeah, because it's so big now, so it actually feels like it's too big for me because it's 3XL. So it's a shame because I do love this one and I have worn it a lot and washed it and that. And if you just take care about the clothes, they're gonna last. And if you buy at least some decent quality on them, you don't have to go for the cheapest. But read the comments, read what they're made of, watch all the pictures, and watch what other people have reviewed if there's something for you. And don't buy just for buying, buy for using and for having for a longer while. That's what I'm doing. I didn't expect to have a big weight loss when I bought them. That's why it was so big. So, you know, when I was even up to 4XL during the time. So of course I had 3XL clothes too, I haven't. But as you can see, way too big for me now. And like I said, I use large or medium most of the time nowadays, so that's a big jump down. So yeah, this is how it looks like. So this might be something I have to say goodbye to because it's a bit big. What do you think? Leave a comment. Next one is a 3XL too, and this is one that some people say is after taking off the Killstar and similar, but I should say Killstar wasn't first. Go back to the 80s and you're gonna find similar type of things even on Billy Idol, maybe a bit shorter, but it still have this type of red and black pattern and distressed sometimes. So punk heads was before Killstar. Killstar was not even there back then, so they were not actually first. But here you can see how big it is because it's a 3XL. It was big already from the start, but now it's even bigger. So it's almost, so it's gonna go off me if I'm unlucky. I think it's just hanging there, but yeah, I do like it. And it has this distressed areas that is so popular. And like I said to people when they buy it and they complain that, oh, stuck everywhere. Of course you're gonna be stuck if you're not careful. But like this one, is have distressed areas little everywhere. As you can see, I'm not sure about the back side, but at least the back side looks like this. And this is perfect too if you don't like to be obvious Gothmas, Christmas and that type of thing, no matter if you celebrate Christmas or Gothmas. So you can use it, and even if you want to be a little more colorful for the day. But this one is sadly too big for me. But the best with this type of knitted tops is that actually no gander have to think about who is for, because everyone can use it if you're open-minded. So I think this might be like the third one. I might send it to a special person that I know can wear up that size. So what do you think? Should I send it? We have to see. Next. So I'm back with next, a little more colorful this time, and it's a 0XL, so I should say it's something between large XL, so it could work for me still. So that's nice, even if we're gonna be a little bit oversized. It's already an oversized knitted top anyway, but I don't care. And as you can see, it's got with those different purples and greys and black tones. And yeah, those distressed areas again that we like so much of some reason. And you can see you have them everywhere. But yeah, I think it's very comfy. It's not the thickest, so you can layer it above something and still feel a bit warm. But I think this can sometimes, if you want to feel a little bit colorful, not just black or something like that, this is a great combination too, because purple is a tone that we goths like, and I have grey and black in my makeup too, so this works very perfectly. And as you see, even with this type of bluish type of color on my hair, it works very fine with those colors too. So yeah, this is how this works, and it's very long too, as you can see. So I can probably use it more or less like some type of dress if I put a belt or something in the middle. And this have those distressed areas even down here, as you can see. So you need to be careful. But yeah, I do like this, and this one I'm gonna keep because it's not that over big for me anyway. So I can layer it during winter time if I'm feeling a little bit cold. I still feel a little bit colorful if I want to go in those type of colors too. And it's perfect when you want to do a very colorful makeup too, or have some type of colors in your hair too. So this is how this one looks like. Time for next. So this one is completely black, but it's also a 0XL, so it's something between large and X large too. And of course, it's another type of color here. So this one is not elastic, it's a very hard band here, but it's still very open here still. But you still have all those ripped parts, and it's more ripped in the end. And as you can see, it's a very long one here too. And yeah, it's not thick either, but it's thicker than the first one. So it works with layering, and like the other one before with the purple, you can put maybe a belt in it and use it more like a dress too if you feel for it. It's up to you what you do with it. But I do like this one, and even if it's very big, because it was oversized already in that size, so it's not that far jump up anyway in size. So I'm gonna keep it because I can put it above other things if I'm very cold. So this is how this looks like. And you have to be careful with this type of that, because you can be stuck in things. You can't be angry at the design if you already knew about it, because you're gonna catch doorknobs or whatever, or jewelry too. Remember that everything can be stuck in those things. But this is how this one looks like. It's very comfy, and you can layer it, so I think it's perfect for winter. A black one that is a little bit thicker, but it's very short too, so I should recommend to have it with a skirt or something. And it's a little more problematic to take on, because it's have this type of collar that you have to pull down, so it's hard to pull it down on the back side because you want to flip up again. But yeah, but it have also those distressed parts on it. It feels a little short, like I said, because it ends up here already. So it's not directly comfy. So I should want to have it with like a very big flowy skirt, a little witchy type of style maybe, because I don't like to show this part of my body really, because I'm still very unconfident about some parts, especially with my weight loss, and I still have a lot of skin that shouldn't be there. So it's not the flattest part of my body, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But this is how it looks like, and I'm still gonna keep it because I can use it with other things. But it's just that it's a little hard to get it in place, because you need to pull it down proper so it's gonna stay. But this is how it looks like. And yeah, it can look a little more updressed in this type of case, especially when you have this type of over part on it too. So it's not just looking like you're dressing for keep yourself warm. So if you go for something that is a little half and half, you want to look a little better but still get a little warmer, so this could be a good choice too. But I should use it with a skirt. But people that don't mind to show parts of the body can use good pants or something. I do have leggings on for the moment, so it works for that too. So I'm back with black and white. This is a little closer, but it's still big here, and it's a large. And yeah, it have this cross, a big cross on the front. Still got those distressed areas that make it a little more alternative, a little more goth too in that type of case. So that's why I like it. So you have seen what's going through the most of them, what they share in common. Distressed. But think of it, when you were in that type of things, you're gonna be stuck in things. Even when you go close to doorknobs and other things that stick out, remember, you can be stuck in things. And this one is a little longer, not as long as some of them, but it's not in the same length. It's little, you see, it goes in different lengths too, and it's distressed in the ends too. So yeah, it's a little more alive looking too, but I do love this one. And yeah, it's a size large. And if I forgot to tell about the one before, that was a large too. Yes, if I forgot, I don't remember right now. So yeah, this is a large. Not the thickest, but still something you can layer. Perfect for autumn before winter without problem, just wearing as it is. So if you want just to be a bit comfy and snuggle on the sofa, watching a movie, whatever. So this is a perfect outfit in the autumn time. Take your hot chocolate or whatever you're drinking. So maybe you're drinking pumpkin spice. I don't, because I don't like that taste. Ungoth confession for sure. But yeah, this is how it looks like. And you can see different lengths on it too, so it's gonna a little bit witchy type of things too. So I'm back with one that is large, and this is much more tighter. So this is more like for autumn and spring type of things, when it's not that cold, and it's even more distressed areas. But I do like when it's so big over here. And as I said, this is not that thick, so you're gonna see that it's a little more transparent too, so you can see skin, and even the ripped part is much more, so you can see much more skin in it too. But you have ripped parts little everywhere on this one. And as you can see, it sits a little more closer, and it's different lengths on this one too, plus a big gap here, so it's a little like an opening here on this side. So maybe with the skirt it can look really nice too. But as I said, this is not for layering directly, so this is, if it's not way too cold, but you want to look a little cool, but still a little more hot dressed, if you can say that about this thin type of things. And it's sitting so close, so you can't really layer it. You have to layer something above in that case. But yeah, you can see it's much more distressed area, a little more controlled distress, I would say, because it's created a very nice pattern that I really like. It gives that little more Eldergoth type of vibe over it, and I do like it when it's not the same length and it has this opening on that side too. So this is how this one looks like. So yeah, not the warmest, but is one of the coolest in that type of way. So this is also a very tight one, form-fitting, but I love this type of top because of some reason this is something I think is flattering on me at least. And I think this is actually one that is not distressed at all, but it have those popular stripes, but it's a little more like a grayish with black, if I could say. I'm not sure if it should be white or something from start or something, or if it should be grey, I don't remember. But this is also a little more for autumn and springtime, when it's not too cold but still too cold for just wearing a t-shirt or something. And like I said, it's a little more snug maybe than I expect. It might have been a dress from start or something, I'm not 100% sure, but because I'm 5'8" or 173 centimeters, so the most things that is short, it goes a little more just like a longer tunic or something. So I use this like a top anyway, but it's maybe a tiny bit too narrow over this part because I don't want to show those bumps I have. But I need to be a little more confident because I have done amazing the 2 latest years when it comes to my weight and everything. So why should I be embarrassed to having some bumps when I'm 57? I'm 57. I know there's slim people that is old too, but if you knew how I looked like 2 years ago, you should say it's a big difference. But yeah, this is how this one looks like, and it might have been a dress from start, but I'm not gonna wear it like a dress. It's way too short for me because I don't want to show my bum. But here you can see if I band up, probably gonna show a little too much for my liking at least. And I don't want to scare people either, because it's probably other views that it's much better than mine. But now we start to get to the end, so we're gonna get to the second last. But first I need to change, of course. So I'm back with the second last, and it's large, and this time I actually bought it on a sale on H&M, or like people that speak English say H&M, but it's a Swedish company, so you say H&M. If you want to say like a proper Swede, you say H&M. And this one, I was reading after too that they had problem with the color, because it's, if you remember the other one I said was a little hard to take down the top, so this one also had that type of color, but it's a little shorter. But it wanted to roll back up, and it looks ridiculous in that type of case. So I was thinking, what should I do? Because I really like the fabric. It feels very nice, and it's a little mix between the winter and autumn, spring type of thing. But you can still wear it during winter if it's not way too cold, or if you know that you're gonna be mostly inside anyway. So I think it feels very nice to your skin. So I was thinking, how should I do it in my way? So I still can have it, because I got it for a very good price too. So I was happy with that. So I was thinking, I do some do-it-yourself things. And what is better? If you are a punkhead or a goth or something like that, safety pins. Safety pins always make it better, because that makes it even more alternative. And this is just ordinary sleeves too, but it's a very nice fabric, like I said, and it's this color that go down, but I had to pin it down with safety pins all around so it stays in place. And it's also a little bit shorter, so if you're not confident with some parts, so, but I think this is a little more up-dressed too in that type of way. If you want to, you can put on a very nice skirt too if you feel for it, or very nice pants too, not just having this type of leggings I use. But else, I think it's a very nice and very flattering with this type of thing too, as long as it stays down. But I did save the situation. It works well with the safety pins. It makes it even look even more alternative in that type of way. So this is how it looks like. So let's go to the last thing, that is actually a dress. So I'm back with the knitted dress, and this one is a 3XL, so it's way too big really, but it's still very oversized fitting. But I think it sits a little snug anyway in some type of way for being that big, but I think it's because the lower edge actually go together. It goes together, if you know what I mean. So that makes a little other type of shape. The only thing I didn't like when I got it, because as you can see, that got eyelets. It lost some of the eyelets in the end, so I had to rearrange the lacing in it. And I didn't want to lace it too high either, because I do like when it's not that. I could be manage it to get a little closer maybe, or even make it up. But I do like this type of fit too, and it's just proper arms. I'm not sure if that any distressed areas on this one. I think it's just ordinary, like thick one. So it's not the thickest, but it works very fine when it's cold weather anyway. And if you don't want to show too much cleavage, you can always pull the lacing together with the ball, or lace it higher up than I have done. But I did like it this way. I was just said that eyelets was already going on the last bit, but it doesn't matter. I don't understand why you put this big eyelets in knitted things, because they're not gonna stay in place. You need to have a fabric that helps the eyelets to stay in that type of case. Take that like a lesson. Do it right. Start from scratch, do it right. But I do like this one, even if it's way too big. I'm probably gonna keep it anyway, because it's a comfy thing. If you are freezing, have your little nicey on or something, if you don't have pajamas or something on. So you can always pull this above and feel comfy and just snuggle in, and have living candles, maybe some essence, so you can feel a good smell coming. And hot chocolate, whatever you like to drink when you're freezing, and watch a scary movie or two. So you know, that works still. So, and put a belt in the waist if you want to get a little more shape. But I don't care, this is more like a comfy type of things. It's not made for going to clubbing with. So this is how it looks like. It's a 3XL, but I'm still gonna keep it because I think it could help me keep warm if I'm freezing during winter time, especially if I'm dressed for the night and haven't jumped into bed yet. So I want to not just have blankets all the time, so you can still snuggle in because it's so long, so you can snuggle in this one too. So this is how it looks like. And thanks God, you're thinking, she actually finished now. Yeah, this was the last one. So what did you think about this type of inspiration, that you can actually dress comfy, still be goth, and whatever you do with the rest of your expression is up to you. You don't have to do so much, and you can still be comfy goth. Comfy goth is nothing wrong with. And if you're new to my channel, like a lot of different things, press the notification bell and subscribe for all Darklings and Returners. Love you all. Thank you for your support. You're the best. And don't forget to give me some likes and comments because that helps my algorithm. If you don't like my content, you can just swipe away. But if you comment, please remember, you still helps me, even if you didn't think that first. Else, stay safe, stay weird, and be nice to each other. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Bye.